Bae from Manila. Welcome to the 16th session of the Circular Economy webinar series. Apologies for the delay. We had some technical issues on our side, but we're ready to go now, and we hope to have a very good session today. So my name is Erin Sinogba. I am the Project and Knowledge Management Lead for ADB's Regional Technical Assistance on promoting action on plastic pollution from source to sea in Asia and the Pacific. And I am your moderator today. Today's session is titled Smart Cities and Circular Economy, How Citizens Recycle and Reuse to Save the Planet. We will learn about a smart solution for waste management and circular economy being implemented in the Republic of Korea. But before we hear more, allow me to very briefly share a little bit about our webinar series. We can go to the next slide. There you go. So we have a circular economy knowledge sharing and capacity building program, which has a planned series of events to raise awareness and develop capacity for implementing solutions for enabling a circular economy. This is an initiative that is being led by ADB's Circular Economy Working Group, which is a community of practitioners and other interested staff and colleagues who are interested in promoting a circular economy through ADB's operations and initiatives. And so the program really means to share relevant and timely knowledge among ADB personnel and our DMCs on circular economy approaches and solutions. We also aim to build capacity on the foundations and relevant solutions for circular economy, as well as facilitate dialogue and action for scaling up circular economy investments. This circular economy webinar series is an ongoing webinar series that was launched 1 year ago in June 2022. This is our 16th session, and we showcase a wide range of tech solutions, new approaches, emerging issues, and case studies that have potential for replication or scale up in Asia and the Pacific. We are also planning on some country-focused and regional trainings on circular plastics economy. So without further ado, I will go ahead and introduce today's speaker. So our speaker today is Mr. Taegoan Bae. He is the CEO of Oyster Able, which is a circular economy startup providing a collection device and a reward mobile application to local governments and private companies to enable reusables and recyclables with circulation in their space and area. Taegoan studied environmental architectural design from Dongguk University to find a solution for the waste and energy problems of buildings and cities. He has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in architectural design in 2012, and he started his career as a mechanical engineer and an architectural designer within 4 years. So Taegoan, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you for introducing me, Greg, and sorry for delay on my technical issue. So I can start my presentation now. So can I share my screen now?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Can you see my screen well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you for having this time with me. My name is Taegoan Bae, CEO of Oyster Able, and we are focused on the circular economy in Korea. And so today I want to share our company's experience, how we can make the citizen in doing the recycling and reuse action to save the planet. So our company's product name is reusables, which is smart collector and circular economy solution for waste and reusable. So we made the applications and collection devices to help people join this action. So we can make the resources within resources with the reusable or recyclable can make a circulation. So to introduce ourselves, we have we have 755 collection devices since 2019 to last year, 2012, 2022, and which is the biggest volume in Korea to in a circular economy in collection devices market. And our registered user is 85,000, and we earn the revenue are almost $4.5 million. So with these members and this volume, we lead the circular economy in Korea. I can share the Korean recycling problem, which is, as you know, when we throw the when you throw the waste items, then our waste collectors and a collection company will bring this to the sorting facility, and they sort only the valuable things, and other things will be disposed. So in Korea, only 20% of recycled items can be recycled because of the material, recycling resources materials. The price is not very big. So the sorting company only collects only the valuable things. And other 80%, all the 80% disposed items can go to, they went to the incineration and landfill. And the volume of incineration landfill in Korea, 152 million tons per year. And Korean government spent 23 trillion Korean won to control its waste disposal. So it's very huge, and it's very it's a very big problem in Korea also. And also another big problem is because of Korean government wants to keep the landfill to solve the waste issue, but Korean law regulation will stop the landfill until 2025. So it means that all the local government and companies couldn't bring their waste to the landfill. So it means that all the waste and recycling items should be recycled almost 100%. But in the reality, because of our life, we couldn't focus on the recycling well, because there is no any other motivation or advantage for us. So people just throw the recycling item into the recycle bin or waste bin without any sorting. So we call post-consumer recycle stage, and when the recycling item composed together in PCR stage, then every recycler will go to the incineration landfill around 80%. But Korean government announced the Korean recycling rate around 80%. But it means that the collection company bring the recycling item from the household, from the PCR stage to their sorting facility. That is the 80%. And after sorting, or 80% it will go to the incineration landfill. So the real recycling rate in Korea is 22%. So if you couldn't solve the problem about mixing the recycling item in PCR stage, then it will not solve with it's impossible to solve this issue with the next step. So that's why we need to focus on the PCR stage. And if we turn our head to the industrial problem also, the market also needs some solution for the PCR stage. Korean recycling market is growing very fast, but the recycling problem couldn't handle this fast growing. So many companies, especially oil or petroleum company, or chemical company, they focus on the recycling plant recently because of a waste problem and incineration problem. But the Korean recycling, Korean PET volume it couldn't cover the recycling plant need. Their recycling plant need a lot of resources, recycling resources, but Korean recycling volume couldn't match this number. For example, you can see the right side. There is two big chemical company plant, which is chemical recycling facility, but their requirement is around 250 tons and 340 tons, 340 kilotons. But Korean PET volume yearly, all the companies generate only 300 kilotons per year. And if we bring even, we can bring the recycling rate up to the 60 or 80%, but the number will not match with the requirement from the recycling plant needs. So that's why we need to focus on the PCR stage to get the recycling problem. So when I start to walk around in the street in Korea, before I start my company, I saw this picture. Actually, I took this picture, and I saw many recycling items and many waste are just disposed in the street. And I was thinking how we can solve this problem, how we can make people stop throwing their waste and make it recycled. So at the moment, I was thinking the three categories solution. One is restraint and regulation, and second was the campaign, and third one was reward. Then let's start with the regulation and restraint. Yeah, actually, regulation is very easy, but I mean the meaning of the easy is we can think about very simply when somebody put the waste in the street, then our regulation can stop them to stop this action, and we can give them a penalty, or maybe we can give them we can bring them to the jail like that. But the regulation is not easy actually, because of regulation. To make the regulation is maybe it can be easy, but the real problem is how can we activate this regulation? Then we need a COB or any a CCTV or this kind of the searching facility to run this regulation. So the cost will be increased, and if the regulation will be going very difficult and hard, then citizens will not satisfy with that, so they will argue this. So the regulation is not the good solution to make people stop this disposed action. Then what about the campaign? Actually, you'll see many campaigns in your lifetime, because the waste issue is not the new one. It was occurred very long time ago, and at the moment, every time, many organizations and companies and government, they start campaign to introduce the importance of recycling, or they want to give them information to make people follow the guideline. But as you know, still we have a problem. If the campaign makes if the campaign was the good solution in our climate, then it should be stopped. The waste problem should be done. But as you know, still waste problem is very significantly. So the campaign is not the solution actually. Then what about the reward? Yeah, actually, the reward program is a very good solution to make people do some action and motivating. And actually, there is a very traditional reward program in the recycling area, which is trading system. Actually, trading system is not the real program, but all the government and other companies call this is the real program, and the structure is very easy and simple. When you pick the recycling item and bring it to the government or recycling company, and they will pay you the cost of the recycling material. For example, if you bring the PET bottle and the government or recycling company will buy the PET bottle from you, and you can get the money. That was the traditional and existing recycling system. But unfortunately, the recycling material, with the recycling resources, the price is not very big actually. So here I can give a good example. If you bring a milk carton, 100 of milk carton, then you can get just one raw tissue. It's very cheap actually. It's about 20 cents. And if you bring a PET bottle, 10 PET bottle to the recycling company, and they will give you a 5 cents and actually. So the recycling resources, the price is very low. So we couldn't give you a good reward to motivate you enough. And unfortunately, recycling material price is getting lower and lower. Recently, because of the plastic issue, plastic was issue is raising dramatically. So lately, the plastic material price is extremely increased, but other materials are still in the lower level. So this reward program is not matched with our motivation. So based on this calculation, and based on this reward system calculation, I count the reward in this picture. If I count all the recycling materials price to get my motivation, then you can see the number. The total price of this recycling material is $0.1 total. So if I give you a $0.1, then what can you do? You want to join this action, but actually it will be not attractive to you. So we try to find another way to find the value. If we see this waste with the data, then that waste we can find another value. So this is same picture but different information. So I put the number, I put the each waste information when it was a product. So I can see the vitamin bottle, seven vitamin bottles and two, 4 coffee cups and 1 energy drink. And I can see also the vegetable drink pack. And also you can see the text in the bottom. There is the address and time. And there is no any other information, but what if we put the information about the person who threw this item in the street? Then we can find another value of the weight. As in the same the point of view, if we see this work of the carton, paper carton, then without any data, there is around 2 or 3 kilograms of the paper carton in the bag. But what if we see this picture with the data? Then we can see it come the marking data on the right side. We can find which company's product was famous in this time in this area, and we can know how many which company can have the market share. So you can see the different information with that. And also if we try to see the pet bottle, then we can see the same information also. So without data, we can see the barcode, the pet bottle, and there is no valuable item because of its mix, and we need to calculate how much the cost to sort this item in the right way. But if you see another level, the data level, then also we can find the marketing data on the right side, which product can share the market percentage. Then we can get the right customer for this data. You can see Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. Amazon is a very big company in retailing. So if they capture this data, then they will be very attractive with that, because of what they know. What they want to know is who and how many items they will need in the specific point in the specific timeline and specific area. So if we try to extract this data and sell to the retailing company, then they will pay us enough money. Then we can use this money and budget to make people motivate in this action. So we can collect the data, we can collect the waste, and also at the same time we can collect the data. Then we can bring this data to the company, and we can get the payment, and we can make it make it a reward and bring it to the participant. Then we can make the next generation of the recycling value chain. Previously, only the citizens and government and recycling company was in the recycling value chain, but within this structure, we can bring the company who didn't focus on the recycling or this kind of the waste problem. So we can get another more money to make the reward program, and we can set all the players in this value chain attracted in this data collection and waste problem. So that's why we make this structure. So in the as I mentioned, the PCR state, and it should be almost on the household. So if we put the reloading program and smart collection system in household, the nearest place in your home, then you will be joined. You will join the recycling agent to get the reward, and also because of the smart collection system, you will be very comfortable to join this action. Then we can collect the high quality resources in the household PCR state. So we can skip the sorting stage, and we can bring it to the processing stage directly. Then we can reduce the cost, so we can make the value chain more beneficial, and we can turn the recycling rate 80% from the incineration 90% of the 80%. So let me introduce our two products: large circular infrastructure collection device and today recycle reward app. With these two products, we already make the research result with the Korean government from the recycling rate or recycling like 32% to 68% with this solution. Let me show the short video to introduce our system. So yeah, you can see the cute girl asking her father, and it is story about the Korean but she asked him, are we saving the planet? And the father mentioned that, yeah, we are now protecting our planet. And yeah, you can see the application page and the machine side. So it's very easy. You can scan your own QR code on your application and scan your item into the bin, then you will get a reward. Very simple and direct. Not just only for the real recycling, our system also collect the reusable item with our one large solution. Because of recycling and reuse, the 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 value chain player is a little bit different, but the structure of this PCR stage is totally same. You buy some product by single-use package or visual package anyway. You visit the store and pick your item and out, and then after you use or drink your product, then you collect your item into the one specific place. So based on this value chain process, we can cover recycling and reusable products and packages at the same time. And after this item after the collect this item, we can spread it to the next stage. For example, processing stage for the recycling items and washing facility for reusable items. So there is a lot of real case in Korea. As you can see, we already installed our recycling machine in the residential area, especially the big apartment complexes, because of most of the apartment complex, they dispose a lot of the waste, and because of we can install this machine in the residential area, we can change the waste to the recycling resources very easy. And because of the distance is very short, the people can enjoy this action without any inconvenience. But not just only for the residential area, our machine also can install in cafe or airport and secure any kind of public or commercial area. So we can cover almost all kind of the recycling reusable item just right next to you when you drink something or when you consume something. And our reward program is very easy and simple, and also it's very fun. Just not only give you a reward with the point, but also our application have a gamification system. So as you can see, there is the green circle and a tree inside. It shows your level, and when it will change based on your participation. So you can start from the beginning, but after you join with this recycling action more and more, then you can see your level growing. And also we give you your participation history, so you can see how many items and which product you consumed and dispose and recycle well. And but also, of course, we give you a financial reward, so you can get the reward automatically with our application and machine, and you can spend this point in our reward more in our application. Each time we give you almost 10 cents reward point. So you can buy any product or coupons in our reward more. And as I mentioned, we already have the real case registered and verified with the Korean government, the Ministry of Environment. So we had the POC period in a very early stage, and we get discovered the good result. Almost 50% of the service area, almost 50% of the people in the service area, they join our program and they enjoy this recycling action. And we increased the recycling rating, recycling from the 0 to the 68%, because we Korean government picked the POC item for the milk carton, and at the moment that area, there is no any other collection system or collection value chain for the milk carton. So we installed our machine for the milk carton and make a collection rate, and it was 68%. So it means that if 100 of milk carton is delivered there, then we collect 68 milk carton from that area to make recycle. Here is another more slow and kind movie clip to make you understand our process. So scan your QR code in our application, and it will show you a signal. Then you can scan the barcode or QR code in the product package. Then you can put your item into the bin. Then it will give you a reward point in your application. And after the process, the door is closed. Yeah, so with this product, we have a lot of programs and a lot of collaboration with many government and companies. And you can see the Jungnam government in Seoul and Busan City, they sold our machines and we were programming their area and make the collaboration with the local company in that area. For example, you can see the left picture, there is the Seoul Dairy Company, which is the milk and milk-based product company, and they make the collaboration with the local government. So they pay the budget for buying this machine, for buying our machine, and also local government, Jungnam local government, they prepare the matching budget for this program. So they make a good collaboration to solve the waste problem in their local area. And then also you can see the right side, there is a Lotte in Busan, and Busan government, they make a good collaboration with our system. So also it is now operating very well to solve the waste problem in Busan. And yeah, it's another case. The baseball stadium, because of the baseball stadium, the recycling rate is very low. So they bought our system and make the baseball fan join this recycling action well. And as you can see, the result was very good. And people who visit the baseball stadium, they enjoy their action after they watching the baseball game. And as I already shown in pictures, because we install our machine in the residential area and parking lot and any kind of the residential area just right next to you. So this machine help you to join this action more conveniently. And also we installed our machine in E-Mart and other big retailer or big shopping center to collect the recycling item well. And before the Corona, because of we had a chance to collaborate with the Tetra Pak Korea. Tetra Pak introduced also Japan Tetra Pak and 7-Eleven headquarters. So they were at the moment they were very satisfied with our performance. So they wanted to introduce install our machine in all kind of the 7-Eleven in Japan. But because of Corona, COVID-19, so this project was halted. But maybe next year we can we will keep our project with the Japan company. And also, as I mentioned, our system can collect the reusable item also. So we work with the Starbucks and SK Telecom, which is the biggest telecommunication carrier provider. They made a good ESG program to spread the reusable cup in the cafe area for ESG action. And we provide our reusable collection system and deposit management system to make it successful.
Taegoan,
yeah.
sorry to cut it short. So we have about 15 minutes left in the session.
Okay.
So we would like to have some time left for question and answer. We're getting a lot of really great questions here in the chat.
Okay.
So maybe we could wrap it up already so that we can get to the question and answer portion.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Yeah, you can go ahead to wrap up your presentation, please.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, as you can see, we had a lot of recycling and reusable system. For example, this is the reusable bag collection system to solve the single-use bag problem in retailing action area. And yeah, in Korea, food delivery waste problem is very hard and very important. So we also provide the food delivery reusable system. So this is our machine. So yeah, we had a lot of partners and not just only work with the government, but we also work with the companies so they can give us more powers and action to solve the waste issue together. Yeah. And the last one, because of we had the carbon data collection system with a lot of ID systems, so it will be a good solution for to make more beneficial way and helpful to the recycling value chain, even in the developing country, because there is not enough company or retailing program for the undeveloping area. Then we can invite the citizens to join this recycling action and get the carbon point to sell it to the global company again. Then it will be a very good motivating system for the developing country inside. So yeah, the concept is like that. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Taekwon, for this really impressive presentation. It was really interesting to hear about your thinking and approach to the problem of waste and recycling in Korea, how you arrived at this, the value of the reward system. And of course, your system is incredibly impressive. I really like that includes reusables because, we don't normally hear about that in other technologies. I think I saw in your presentation that you had a sort of comparison to other similar, deposit return, reverse vending machines as well. So it's really interesting that it includes reusables, which is something that could really, scale up and accelerate circularity in our country. So it's really great and interesting to hear about that. We will go ahead and open up the floor to your questions. We are already getting a lot of interesting questions in the chat. I will start with one from Patara Paul. He is asking, how do you recycle multi-layer packaging? Is this still being incinerated?
Oh yeah, very good question. Actually, there is a lot of multi-layer packaging, even we didn't notice that. For example, a single-use cup in cafeteria, even that some of the cup is a multi-layer. So actually, if you collect this multi-layer single-use cup, it will be not recycled actually. But yeah, we can collect the multi-layer plastics or multi-layer packaging together. I mean, we can sort the multi-layer recycling item first, even if there is no any other value chain for multi-layer recycling, because of the recycling company mentioned that they already have a technologies and facilities, but because of the multi-layer waste couldn't sort it well in the sorting area, so they couldn't gather the multi-layer recycling item enough to run their facility. So we can propose them, why we collect the multi-layer packaging enough to run their facility, then they will start their recycling process. So I'm sure that collection first will solve this kind of hard recyclable item problem.
Thank you. I mean, that's definitely a relevant question for, those of us in Southeast Asia where this is still a very big problem. As a follow-up, Paul had another question about does South Korea have a law regulating the type of polymer that can be used for coffee cups? So you mentioned, that the materials used to make cups earlier. For example, PS and PET are more difficult to recycle than PP. So over to you.
Yeah, recently Korean government the restrict the many different kind of the polymer type. So recently all the coffee cup, a single-use coffee cup is made by a PET only. So there is no PP or PS. So it's very helpful to recycling the single-use cup, but yeah, still we need more solutions to collect them well.
Thank you. We also have a couple of questions here from Yumi. First, does this solution only work in highly dense areas or, say cities and other, highly dense areas? And is there a case study where this also works in rural locations?
Actually, currently we focus on the high density area because of the cost. As you know, we sell this machine and we run this machine to match our BEP points. But if we bring this solution to the rural area, because of the recycling, the volume of recycling item will be very low. So actually, the BEP will be not matched in this case. So yeah, right now we are early stage to spread our system to all the area. So we need to prove our performance to the government and the company. So yeah, that's why we focus on the high density area. But of course, we can run our system in rural area.
Great, thank you. Yumi also had another question here. Is Lala Loop running all your operations in a centralized manner, or do you mainly sell your machines to, as you mentioned earlier, governments and companies, and are they the ones running the operation independently?
We provide both of them. So in some case, we run our machines and collect the item by ourselves, but also we provide the machine and cloud system to make the government or company run the system by themselves. So technically, we provide the good solution to for them to get their number, the metrics of their ESG or carbon metrics.
Great, thank you. We have another question here from Erwin. So how many collection units have you deployed? And what aspect of the process or system makes the system financially and operationally sustainable?
Yeah, very good question also. So we deployed our machine more than 755 in last year, and we plan this year around more than 800 machines. So in the end of this year, we will have around the 50,000, no, 1,500 machine in South Korea. But we focus on the modularize our machine. So it means that it will reduce the cost and make it easily maintenance. And because of the module system will be very efficient to sell sell our system to another company and another collaborator. For example, if we provide our module system in another company in another country, then it will be better to manufacture the whole package in that area, and they can just buy our module system and they can run and they can sell by themselves. So it's like a third-party strategy, and we can provide the cloud system or so. So it will be more sustainable and financially efficient system.
Great. Thank you. We just saw a comment from Paul. Thank you so much for answering his questions. I'd recommend you talk to the Bangkok governor. He'd be very interested in this. So looks like there's some interest to bring this to developing countries, which brings us to one last question from myself. What, from your perspective, now that you've been running this for a while, what do you think the potential is for scaling this up in developing countries, and what enabling conditions do you need to make this successful?
Yeah, I mentioned this. I mentioned about this very shortly in the last of my presentation. It was the carbon credit, because of when I designed this system, the carbon market was not developed very well, and still is developing in the work in progress. But especially the developing countries, they can. We couldn't find any other more model for their area. So if we try to bring this system to the local, the developing area, then we can collect, we can make them collect the carbon credit. Then it will be very good potential to trade off with the global company, because of, as you know, global company, they emit. They made a lot of carbon emission. So yeah, it will be good trading for them, and it will make a good program for the developing area, and it will have the system workable in everywhere.
Thanks so much, Taegoan. So that brings us to the end of our session. I want to thank Taegoan for sharing his time with us today and telling us more about this really interesting circular economy solution. We hope that we will hear more from you. And of course, we thank everybody in the audience for joining today and for sharing your questions. This will be uploaded in our circular economy data room. The link has been shared in the chat. And before you go, as you leave the chat room, you will receive a link to answer a very short survey about today's session, and we hope to see you again soon. So thank you, Taegoan. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to the team behind the webinar series. We hope to see you again at the next one. So have a good day.